In this video, we're going to be going through the exact funnels that are driving sales into my business right now. This isn't just theory. These are exact things that I'm doing to drive income, leads, and most importantly, aligned clients. So funnels are not complicated tech. They're simply the path to give you dream clients so they move from never heard of you to take my guard details, where do I sign up and how do I join? The kind of messages you get where I'm in. If you don't design this path intentionally, you are leaving money on the table right now. So think of them as your 24/7 sales rep, showing up, building trust, and moving people closer to buying without chasing. This helps you see that the right messaging will be your fuel. So a funnel without clear messaging is just simply noise. But when you dial in the words throughout and you attract, convert, and deliver, which is in essence the funnel, then you're going to start getting people to come through and be exactly the types of clients that you want to work with, a great fit. So funnels are a step-by-step journey that guide your ideal client from the moment they discover you to the point where they feel ready and excited to make that purchase. Most of the time, we don't want to be sold to, but we do like buying. And most of the time, your ideal client won't be ready to take that leap from A to B. So it's important that you prepare that path and give them the steps that they need to take. So I'm going to be sharing with you the funnels that I've had in my business for many years, so you can see the amazing transformations. And this has really helped me to grow my email list and, of course, make more sales. So my goal for you is the same, is to use everything I share with you within this so you can decide what you need to do right now to make these sales a reality for you. And in the following slides, you're going to be seeing the step-by-step, the structure, the in-depth, free, high-converting funnels that I use in my business every day. And here's the best part. You can customize them to make your own, which we'll come to at the end. So this isn't just going to leave you with things that you don't know how to implement. You're going to take action and you're going to come and ask for support if you want that. So let's kick off. To start off, let's just break down the generic funnel structure that you may be aware of. The top of the funnel. This is the part where the people come into your world. Now, this is like rolling out the red carpet, the greeting people, the showcasing what your business does, the service, the product, what it is about. This is all around getting to know people and positioning that you may have the solution to their problem. What we tend to find at the top of the funnel is that it's just designed to meet your people. It is about you getting people into your business. So how are you attracting them? They may have no idea of their problem. So most people at the top of the funnel in my audience would not see that messaging is their problem. That's what I'm going to help them identify. So show them the problem and that you can help them solve it, that you can meet them where you're at, and that you have a unique way of doing that. That's why we want things like methods, certain systems in place in our business. The funnel starts to narrow down. So potential customers who don't have the problem you solve or desire, they just simply drop off, which is exactly what we want as well. Those who stay in the funnel continue to consume your content, and this helps them to think around, are you the right solution for them? When we get to the middle of the funnel, they're in consideration mode. They're looking to think around maybe the conversion point. So you're providing with value and you're giving them the logical next steps to solve the problem and fulfill their desire. At the bottom of the funnel here, this is designed to put out an offer and to make you sales. So this is where we want to get people to buy. It's the narrowest part of the funnel because it's eventually where your audience gets. Think of it like turning on a tap at the top, right? And everybody comes in and you want to get them to the bottom where they buy. This is like in act, the grand finale, where you have a long, loyal relationship and audience. And it's getting people to decide about a solution and take the action to become a customer. So we want to understand what messaging is connecting and converting of your market. So aligned to this, I want you to really, really think around which one are you looking at right now? Are you looking to generate leads? Are you looking to build more authority? Or are you looking to generate profit? Like, where are you at with that? Because it's really important. Some of the time, people will come to me and say, I just need more leads. It isn't about the leads. There's another area of their funnel, which is often the bottom part, where they're not actually making the sales. They're not making a proposal to the customer, and then they're asking for that sale. And they're also, majority of the time, the gold dust is in the follow-up. They're not doing that part. So actually, you've probably got people in your audience right now who are ready to buy, but they're also got so many other people in their DMs that are taking their attention, and attention is currency, and they're wondering, well, where do I even go? So they just stagnate and don't make a decision. You have to help them and guide them to make that decision. So as you can see here, the types of things we're looking for with awareness is to reach more people. The second part is to get more leads, and then we're looking to put that offer out and get those sales. So top of the funnel, we might be thinking of things like paid ads, organic socials, emails, pop-ups. Middle of the funnel is that kind of part where we're looking to nurture that relationship as well. So we're looking to put out a lead magnet to get somebody to raise their hand and show an interest, target people for a podcast. They're starting to build that know, like, and trust. So let's think around right now. I'm putting out ads. So I want to bring and drive traffic into the business. Once they're doing that and they're following me on something like Instagram, I'm reaching out and I'm starting a conversation with them. I'm trying to identify why they're following me and what is their problem, to the point then I can start to look at, do you want some help with what you're doing? So we really want to be clear here that we are working people step by step through the funnel. The bottom of the funnel is that ongoing value part. It's where there is a clear offer and there is a clear reason why they need to take that action, and they're ready to buy because they're engaged. So here we've got the top of the funnel. This is all around generating leads. So the purpose is to reach more people, as we've said. The audience may be colder here. So we need a volume game, and we need to identify, why should people listen to you? Why are you the person that has authority, credibility compared to everyone else doing what you do? And this was what comes down to messaging. When it comes to messaging, I want to know what makes you different. And usually our USP is in our storytelling. It's sharing your story and your journey that is relatable and resonates with your audience. So social media content is just telling your message at different stages of the customer journey. At awareness stage, the goal is to attract attention and generate the interest to reach more people. Realistically, these people are strangers. They're colder. So your content needs to be engaging, it needs to be informative, and it needs to be something that they would share and engage with and consume. So this is why you want to look through your feed and look at, like, what are people consuming? How do people consume social media? I'm sitting here on YouTube because I know that some of my audience will be on YouTube, and that's exactly where I want to identify and look at and bring them into my world. So it's really important you understand this. How are people consuming social media right now? Then we want to kind of build your authority. This is where people are getting nurtured, as I mentioned earlier. The goal is to build trust. So you want to give really insane value. Like, I'm huge on giving 10 times value for people. I don't think people have a problem with the amount of information anymore, that they've got AI for that. What they need the help with is clarity, accountability, and implementation. Hence, I mentioned at the start, we're going to talk about action. So you actually use this and implement, because that's the only thing that's going to move your business forward and get you the results that you want. This part is designed to get more leads. So they're a slightly warmer audience. So are they aware of you? What we need here is more data. We need more research and understanding about your audience. So we want them to be raising their hand to show they're interested. So potentially this is us putting out a lead magnet, somebody shows interest, and it's easier to get in a conversation with them. So think around like your DMs. If I put out a lead magnet on my stories on Instagram and somebody sends me the DM word that I put on there, then I can easily get in a conversation with them to find out. Let's say it's one on leads, and I can say about, how are you finding getting leads right now? And I can start that conversation. Your content should be more detailed information to help potential customers really understand around your service or your product and what you do. And we want to get them to like you. So this is where we want to be sharing some story side stuff that resonates with your audience as well. Often, if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see I talk a lot about health. That either attracts or repels people. The people it attracts are more likely to be my ideal client. The bottom of the funnel. So this is driving profit. This is where it's about making you sales. This is ready for people to buy. So you need to ask yourself, do they want to buy? We want to be able to put an offer out there and make money. They have a real intent. So let me take this really clearly step by step for you as well. When I wanted to do ads, I was really clear of the problem I had. The problem was I needed more traffic in. So I knew that organic was not going to drive that traffic in anymore, and I had to go to ads. So I asked a mentor who they would recommend. I then went to that person and I looked through their offers. I was really clear about what I wanted as a solution, the end game. So because I'm in that mode of, I know my problem, I know what I want, I'm looking to build a relationship with somebody, tick, 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 I'm going to buy. It's such an easy funnel then. And it's because it's all around being really clear on the problem and then who's going to solve that for me. And like most of us in business, we want results quickly. Like, it's going to cost us time or money. And I wanted to throw money at that to get the result quicker. I didn't have the time to invest in doing ads on my own and learning it. I wanted it done. So I had the money and I'm going to pay it. So we're looking again, like we really want to be clear of our ideal client, where they're at on their journey piece. Once we've done that, I want to share with you now the point of my funnels is here, the ones that are making sales, because then we can start to think around when we're clear on that and start to understand it more, like how can we bring that in different ways? I've had a podcast since 2020. It's called Success on Your Terms. This is the funnel for it. So people come in and they may come in through a paid ad for it. They may see an organic social that I've shared on my story. Maybe I've had a guest on, and to leverage their audience as well, I've connected and shared them in it. So they also share it on socials too. I should talk about it in emails, and maybe I've got a pop-up coming up on my website. Then obviously the lead magnet. So taking a step by step, I want to target my listeners through the podcast by promoting it through different channels. These posts are really clear the call to action, and they are driving traffic to specific podcast episodes as well. So I am often in conversations with people who are inspired by my journey of being corporate, wanting to leave as well and start a business. So naturally, people will come to me and say, how did you do it? What were the things that I need to do, or what are the things that I need to do? So there is a specific episode that I have, so I don't have to keep saying the same message over and over and giving my time to that conversation. I say, thanks so much for asking. I get asked this quite a lot. So I've actually just created an episode on this for you to listen to. Here it is, here are the details. Let me know your thoughts on it, or let me know the key takeaway from this episode. There's a reason again for me to follow up as well, but I'm giving them more content to consume, which is so important. I'm not going to come to it now, right now, but there is a piece around we should be giving out so much content, and that most consumers will need to consume around 7 hours of our content before they'll be a customer. So I really want you to think around how important this is right now to have different funnels into your business. So this podcast then could also have a landing page. There's a part on my website that is all about the podcast. So if you've been somebody that's been referred to my business and you land on my website, you may have no idea that I've got a podcast, but hopefully you will from being on there. So it's increasing that brand awareness, and it's able to help me connect my audience quicker and in an easier way. I find sharing video like this a better way to communicate, to build a relationship, because it's easier for somebody to see whether they like my style or not. And that's exactly what I want, because we're not for everybody. And that's so important to remember how key that is. So another example, I'm running a small amount of paid ad spend to drive traffic to a specific podcast episode, or the overall show landing page, like I just mentioned a moment ago. The ads and the organic posts get potential new listeners to Success on Your Terms podcast. This is where they can start engaging, seeing the valuable content, things that are relevant and speaking directly to them. I will utilize the lead magnets and tie it into the podcast. So if there's something on there that I talk about, I may say, oh, this is how you access, and I'll talk about the lead magnet that you can get that's additional to this. So let's just say I was talking around this, for example, on an episode. I may say, do you know what? I've got a great YouTube episode that talks all around how I have created 3 great funnels into my business to drive more sales. Here, this is how you can find out the details. And then I'll say, check the podcast show notes and you can get this straight away. So I'll link them to the next step. So then the bottom of the funnel is that the ongoing value through content, whether it's a landing page, the emails, the podcast, throwing them back to YouTube. This sounds a bit scatty how I'm saying it right now. It will have clarity, but the ability to get higher brand awareness is so important here. So then realistically with this Success on Your Own Terms, there's no clear direct offer apart from if you're interested to know more, you want to know more about my mastermind, this is how you can do that. I'm not going on there talking about the investments in the mastermind, anything like that. I'm simply positioning it there so that my audience becomes ready to buy. So the goal here is to drive podcast downloads, increase subscribers, and build my email list. The second one I've got is around the newsletter to nurture funnel. So the goal here is to build a high quality nurtured email list that primes and is ready for our products or our offers or service. So the middle of the funnel, this is like a newsletter. So every Sunday on my stories on Instagram, I will make the point around, I have a newsletter. I have a specific email that goes out that's very informative, that's always related to business. It's kind of like behind the scenes on a Monday. Sign up here to get it and don't miss it. So when they come onto my email list, they get incredible value delivered. So it's taking them from content to my email list, and it's getting them to sign up for the newsletter. So this includes a mix of organic social posts, podcasts. I can mention it as well. I can do paid ads to it. It speaks to their needs and offers a compelling reason to join the list. It's not just join my email list, because who's going to do that? Like, people are really wise right now. We need to give them a reason to do things. So all content includes specific mentions and links to the newsletter opt-in. So I may share a valuable tip or lesson as I've shared, and it'll be getting them to sign up. When people join, they go into a email sequence, and that's designed to build trust, offer value, and create a personal connection with my audience. I'll share behind the scenes stories. I'll share fun moments from my life. I'll share great resources that I've got to help them in their business even more for free. And it's also about getting them to contact me. So I will have a majority of people every month hit reply and send me an email back. Again, it's a warmer lead, and that's an easier conversation to have with somebody about my offers. And therefore, I can deepen that connection. A new subscriber might get a story from me, a podcast episode that fits to exact interests that they have, and then a note saying reply. And of course, they're going to reply. So just think out the box here, and how can you use this? And then we really want to be focusing on, this isn't about a hard sell. You can also use something in an email list, like you could do a storytelling email, and at the end of it, do like a PS and include a mention or reference to the podcast or to something else to get more leaders engaged in this. So again, you can start to see here the ability to bring these funnels together as well. And that's so important, because ideally, we just want to really build the amount of traffic coming into our business, the top of the funnel. The final one I'm going to share with you today is the evergreen funnel. The mastermind I run is evergreen. So I have paid ads working to it. I have organic socials. I have emails, website pop-ups, an array of different ways to bring people in to the business, the top of the funnel. Okay. This is the entry point. I then have different lead magnets that also build that relationship. So I have a messaging bundle that is a low ticket paid offer. So again, it gives more value to people. People who buy this have more skin in the game. They are clearly working through the funnel quicker than somebody who just wants to listen to my podcast or is downloading that free messaging checklist that I have. So they are more engaged. So therefore, again, I'll find it generally an easier conversation to have with somebody who's downloaded that, because they've clearly got a problem. They're sitting there thinking that messaging may be their problem to why they're not making sales. And again, so I can identify that quicker. And the quicker we can identify our audience's problems, the quicker we can solve it. The quicker we can position ourselves with authority to be the person that they listen to and start considering as a person to help them. So this is around increasing your sales. And this is for my evergreen offer. That's the whole purpose of this. And it's ongoing value through my content and email. So it's consistent. It is something that they come in and they feel is going to deliver value all the time. They've built that trust more than ever before. So we want continuity here. So it's really, really key you're thinking around how are you taking people through this funnel. So wrap it up. I want you to now think about yours. This is the time to map out your funnel and to take action. There's no point sitting through this and thinking around, cool, where do I start? The key is also, don't overcomplicate this. They are really simple, but often in business, we complicate it and make it really hard when it doesn't need to be. So funnels are simply the how-to guide your ideal client from just found you, didn't know anything about you, to I'm really excited to be starting with you and join. So use what I've shared with you to start designing your funnel. A few key questions here for you to think around that will help you spark ideas for this. The top of the funnel is, how will people discover you? So we all want omnipresence. We want to be everywhere, but you want to meet yourself where you're at. Start where you are in front of your ideal client, where you can build consistency, master your craft on one platform, and then build. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I was on TikTok. I don't use it a lot now. I had to challenge myself that if I'm not on TikTok, why am I spreading myself so thin? Whereas I could give the time to that to really go Instagram and getting more conversations on there where my ideal client hangs out. I also know that my ideal client consumes podcasts and they listen to YouTube. So it's a no-brainer for me to show up in these places and have that omnipresence. So top of the funnel is, how will people discover you? Where are you hanging out? Where are they hanging out? The middle of the funnel here, I want you to think about, what quick lead magnet will you give? Some businesses, I've got some clients that use quizzes. They work really well. I've got checklists that work really well. Other things are just generic PDFs. But really think about the lead magnet that will get people in. Do you do a low ticket paid item, like I've got my bundle for £27? So really start to consider like what could be something that's a bit more value than just a freebie, but again, gets those people who are interested and think that you have the solution to their problem. The final part here, the bottom of the funnel, is what offer are you guiding them to? You need to know where you're taking people. And there's an example I want to share here is a client recently has been doing some amazing work with their PR. Now, what they then noticed is that they were sharing posts and content through the newspapers and online, getting great traffic through, and they're realizing, where do they go? What's the offer I've got for them? So it's great having traffic, the same as it's great having leads, but if you don't know where you're taking them to, what's the point? So you've got to have this clarity in place. So you want to know really clearly with each offer you have, where are people coming in from and where are they going to, and take it step by step. This is how it works for you. So I hope you found this useful. You've seen here how powerful funnels can be, but here's the reality for you. None of this is going to work if your messaging isn't really clear and you haven't mapped this stuff out and done the work I've just shared there. So that's why I've put together a messaging checklist bundle. It is here to help you get more sales into your business by getting really clear, compelling messaging that positions you as the expert. So your words need to really cut through the noise right now. It's incredibly noisy out there. So you have to be really clear about who you're for and what you help them with. Your funnel is not just there to be noise. Inside this, you'll get my messaging blueprint to nail clarity and position yourself as the authority. There's a step-by-step on how to exactly build off of this funnel and position you as the expert of the content you put out. We go through some content as well with how to create good content that speaks to all of these different areas of the funnel, because they're all very different in how we communicate with our audience. And of course, the common messaging mistakes I'm seeing that you just want to avoid. It's a simple framework that ensures every single post, email, podcast you put out specifically speaks to your ideal client. So think of it like that plug and play source for your funnels. So instead of just being that nice system that you have, you've got a sales machine that is attracting, nurturing, and converting. That tap I said at the top, where you're just bringing more leads into your business who want what you have to offer. So you can get instant access to this by going to the link in the description below.